Thanks for inviting me to give my point of view on this actually very fascinating and important topic that attracts so much attention lately. I have to confess I'm a roboticist for many years. I love robots. I'm fascinated by the idea to write a computer program that actually controls a machine and where I can use my imagination to basically define the activity of a physical device instead of designing complex mechanisms like in the last century. And the goal, of course, is to have the robot do what we want, what I want. It is my tool, and it will remain to be my tool. The idea that a robot should learn new things from experience is actually as old as robotics. With every wave of machine learning, new attempts have been made to apply these techniques in robotics as well. However, looking at this at least for 25 years now, I have to say that they have been very useful, but in niches of the full problem of complex information processing that actually makes the robot do what we want it to do. Let me spare the technical details, but I want to make the point that there is a huge and systematic difference between playing the game of Go, for example, where our dear colleagues at Google had these impressive results lately, but controlling a real machine out in the real world. That's really a different thing. It is not justified to assume that if we connect the stuff that Google does to a robot, it will immediately be as intelligent as we human beings. I've worked with many such systems, mobile robots, articulated multi-fingered hands, autonomous vehicles on roads and on rail, and I have seen the difference between algorithms and humans when confronted with the complexity of the real world. And my personal verdict is that actually practical AI in that sense that I can control a machine is still decades out. I myself in nature see intelligence as a continuum between simple beings, as there are some snails actually which just have one neuron and they're happy to live with one neuron, but it's a continuum to higher animals and complex organized complex behavior like what we humans show. Actually the complexity of the behavior needed to survive is what makes the difference. Think about us humans. Our behavior is determined by abstract concepts like Sundays. You cannot see them, cannot smell them, but it's complex social interactions that make us use these abstract things. And to reiterate this again, with AI at the level that we have it today, building a machine that has the complex behavior of a mouse and survive out there in the real world would actually deserve a Nobel Prize. So robots taking over the human race, as we can read it sometimes in newspaper, this is really pure science fiction. It's as real as the witchcraft in Harry Potter movies. And as of now, no one is actually able to build a machine with complex behavior that can live out in the world without our human assistance. They need us. They are our tools. They are at our disposal. And they are, if you want, also at our mercy. And with all the technical optimism that I have as a researcher, I do not see a systematically new development that is going to change this soon. On the other side, the current trend towards autonomous systems is a consequent extension of classical automation in the sense of Industry 4.0. And what we are seeing is that engineers and decision makers around the globe start to understand the opportunities of digitalization that we had in the IT industry in the past 2 to 3 decades. What we will see is we will see completely new ways to build and organize factories. Current automation is efficient for mass production only, for large volumes of producing ever the same products. But the demand on the market is moving in exactly the opposite direction. Small lot sizes of highly individualized products. of individualized products and thousands of variants. And as of now, we cannot manufacture this in an economically feasible way in Europe because this is all manual. Yeah? So these new and advanced robots that everyone is talking about, with autonomous decision making of some level, will make automation flexible. That's mainly what's going to happen. And this makes automation viable also in these new market circumstances that we see. So for Europe, my point is that this is all about opportunities to increase the value add by reclaiming manufacturing from the low-cost countries, opportunities to increase our productivity and quality in the global competition, and to save human lives in dangerous situations, but also opportunities to make the workplaces of the human workers that we will have and will remain to have, we will still have in the future, these workplaces less hard and stressful. So I think we should promote and drive these developments. Actually, we are well positioned as Europe in this, even in the competition with our dear colleagues from the Silicon Valley. And by the way, this is also due to the continued support of the European Commission for this research field, and we have to thank Khalil for this, actually. And we should make sure as Europe that we take advantage of this. Thank you.